Hello everyone. So today we are talking about retained earnings. To define it, please underline the keywords. Retained earnings or plowing back of profits refers to the process of retaining a part of the net profit. This is the first keyword, year after year, and reinvesting is the second keyword that you need to write when you are defining this. And reinvesting, the same in business. This is also called self-financing, and it's a popular source of capital for modernization and expansion of business. So two keywords we got. The first one is it's a part of the net profit, and year after year it is reinvested. These two words must be there when you are defining retained earnings. Today we are going to discuss about the merits of retained earnings to a company. In the first go, let's talk about the first advantages. It is the most convenient and economical method of finance, as no legal formalities are included in it. There is no return to be paid on retained earnings and no fixed obligations are created. So that is why the first advantage to the company, who raise their capital with the help of retained earning is it is convenient and economical. So underline both the words convenient and economical. That is the first advantage. The second is the financial structure of the company remains fully flexible. Underline the words fully flexible. The financial structure, the first underlined word, and next is fully flexible. Then underline no charge is created against the assets and no restrictions are put on the freedom of management to raise further finance by floating new securities in the market. So when a company is raising its finance with the help of retained earnings, so there is no charge on the assets which are created. So that is why the financial structure of the company remains fully flexible. The third advantage to the company is plowing back of profits adds to the financial strength and credit worthiness of the company. Now why this? Because plowing back of profit means you are using your earned profits in your business. Means you have enough profits to again reinvest in your business. So that is why this gives a very good name and credit worthiness to the company. The fourth one is used to redeem debts and to replace obsolete assets. Fifth, reserves created by plowing back of profit can be used to stabilize the rate of dividend on equity shares, because regular dividends help to improve relations with shareholders. Sixth one, use of retained earning does not disturb the voting control of the company, because there are no shares issued or no new shareholders being added to the company, etc. The company can undertake its plans for expansion, growth and modernization without bothering about condition in the capital market, because it is their own profits which they are reinvesting in their own business. So all these conditions are not applicable over here. So it becomes very convenient for the company to raise finance for its various purposes. Now what is the advantage to the shareholder? The shareholder of the company having large reserves and surplus get the benefit of safety of investments. First. Second one is shareholders will receive regular dividends, as deficiency of 1 year will be made good out of the undistributed profit of the previous year. So if 1 year the profits are not earned, the previous year's profits which are kept with the company can be given to the shareholders. And the third one is plowing back of profits will add to the profitability and earning capacity of the company. Shareholders will benefit from the prosperity of the company. So it is very well understood that the shareholders will benefit when the company is doing well. So in this regard, we can count down on all this advantages to the shareholders of retained earnings. Now what are the advantages to the society? First is corporate saving accelerate the rate of capital formation. So we all know saving leads to capital formation in the country. So in the same manner, retained earnings can also lead to more and more capital formation. Second is surplus makes the economy more stable. The rate of corporate failures is reduced due to greater capacity of enterprises to absorb depression and other crises, because the companies are having enough money as reserves, okay, as retained earning to use in case of depression. Like we are having now, we can see that the entire economy is closed down, it is under lockdown. So companies which are having their reserves can still run their company, okay, and then they can still survive compared to the companies who are not having. Okay, so this is a very good example to understand this. The third advantage to the society is companies can adopt modernization and survive compared to the companies who are not having. Okay, so this is a very good example to understand this. The third advantage to the society is companies can adopt modernization and rationalization schemes, so they can modernize their business, use new technology, okay, bring about new processes in their business, in their work, when they have good retained earning. And the last one, business enterprises can produce better quality goods at lower price, and society at large would be beneficiary of an increased standard of living. So we know that the social objective of any business is to provide good quality products at reasonable prices to the customers. In the process, the standard of living of people increases. Alright, so these are the advantages of retained earning to the company, to the shareholders, and to the society. So if you are asked, okay, please write 2 under each category, alright, under different categories. Now we all know that along with the merits comes the demerits. So the demerits of, or the drawbacks of, retained earning are: the management of a company may not always use the retained earning in the best interest of shareholders. Okay, it may invest them in unprofitable fields or may spend them wastefully. So the money which is kept at reserve, okay, may not be invested in a proper manner. So when money is not wasted in a proper manner, what happens? There is not good return of that money. So the money that has been saved out of the profits can go to a complete waste, which is again not good. The second demerit is too much dependence on retained earning may tempt the management to issue bonus shares to the equity shareholders, and frequent capitalization of profits may result in over capitalization. So underline the words over capitalization over here, that is to be mentioned when you are talking about demerits. The third demerit is the practice of plowing back of profits may be used to manipulate share prices on the stock exchange. Okay. The fourth demerit, heavy reinvestment of earnings year after year may cause dissatisfaction among shareholders. Why? Because they may get low dividend on their shares, because the company is earning profit, keeping a good part of it as retained earning. So there is very less left to be given to the shareholders. So in the process, if this is happening continuously, the shareholders become very disinterested in the company. One, indiscriminate use of retained earning may result in monopoly and concentration of economic power in fewer hands. So the owners of the company may again misuse it, and it can lead to monopoly and concentration of economic power. The sixth one, it is unstable source, as profits may not remain the same in all the years. Okay, so this year I may earn some profit from which I cannot reinvest. Okay, all the profits are used for different purposes and there is no left profit for me. So in that case, retained earning is not an option for me. So that is why it's a very uncertain way of getting capital. And the last one is plowing back of profits may lead to unbalanced industrial growth, because, underline after this, profits which might have been invested outside in other industries are reinvested in the same company. So this means that when we are talking about saving and when we are talking about capital formation, how does it happen? Okay, my savings are invested in some other company or in some other industry. But if I am talking about reinvesting that money in my own business, so that money is not going to some other businessman who may make a very good product. So that is why one of the demerit of retained earning is that the money is stuck in one industry and it is not properly used. Alright, So this is how we understand the merits and demerits of retained earning. So if you have, this year's question paper +2 commerce question paper, you will see this part, this question has come. Okay, the question is, what are the demerits of retained earning? Define retained earning and what are its demerits. Alright, so these parts are very, very important. This chapter is very important. Do it nicely. Thank you.